Hey YouTube, hey General Hospital fans, a big whodunit mystery is about to kick off in daytime, and it's going to be about Drew on General Hospital. Drew's been quite the antagonist on the show for a while now, and of course his list of enemies seems to grow by the day, so there's going to be plenty of suspects when this thrilling mystery begins, and we're going to see that very soon this week. We'll stay updated on this story too as it unfolds, and the spotlight is on the list of suspects, but expect some shockers and twists and turns in this story. This is going to be a thrilling, ongoing story, and we'll get into the list of suspects, and we'll also go over a huge, shocking theory at the end of the video about a stunning possible culprit in this whodunit. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. And please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. So the momentum now has been building up to this whodunit story, and now it's going to be here very soon. So let's get into what we can expect in this Drew whodunit, or Drewdunit as it's being called. So spoilers say a shocking act of violence occurs, and in a new preview, a new promo, we see that Drew is going to be at home and a crime is going to take place. It's interesting to note, too, that this takes place at Drew's home, so that can mean that the culprit is someone familiar to Drew. So we'll keep that in mind for the theory at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But of course, the culprit could be anyone. One of the characters is going to be the perpetrator here, and the list of suspects is long. In the preview, we see Anna and Dante talking about that list of suspects. "How many people do you think want Drew Kane dead?" says Anna, and Dante replies, "That's a long list." But who's at the top of that list? Anna's going to say. So let's talk about the list of suspects and who is at the top of that list. Who's the likely culprit in this mystery? Well, first of all, there's going to be plenty of suspects that probably aren't the actual culprit, of course. Curtis, for example, also Portia. We recently saw Curtis threaten Drew, and we also know that Drew has been blackmailing Portia for some time now, so there's plenty of motivation for both of them, of those characters. Drew is also going after Stella, and Curtis isn't happy about that, so there's lots of motivation for both Curtis and Portia. Carly also has motive, as she recently threatened Drew, and Liz walked in on that. Also, other characters who could have motive are Alexis. We know Drew now is keeping Scout away from Alexis, and we know Drew has plenty of history with many characters, and he's made many enemies. Tracy and Martin could have motive. They could be suspects. Even Willow could be a suspect, but I don't think it's Willow. Willow is relying on Drew to help get her kids back, so I don't think Willow would suddenly do a 180. Of course, we can't count out Sidwell, right? Jen Sidwell could be a compelling suspect, as he's become a very delicious and dangerous villain in Port Charles. But let's look at the top of the list and who really could have that motivation. Of course, characters like Michael are directly affected by Drew's actions when it comes to the custody battle between Michael and Willow for their children. And Drew knows that the judge, Judge Heron, was bribed, and that led to the judge giving Michael full custody. And Drew confronted Michael about that. And of course, Sidwell was behind bribing the judge, but now the judge has turned up dead. So we'll have to see what happens next with that. But back to Michael. Michael recently told Molly that Drew's causing trouble for more and more people in Port Charles, and that he's got to be stopped. So Michael's got to be at the top of the list of suspects, but it's not Michael's style, and I doubt that he's going to end up being the culprit in this. But what about Sonny? We know Sonny will go to extremes if he has to eliminate a threat. We saw that with Jagger. And Sonny has been saying some interesting things lately about Drew. Sonny told Alexis that it's just a matter of time before Drew gets what he deserves, that sooner or later he's going to pay. So Sonny's got to be at the top of the list. And over with Nina, Nina makes a compelling suspect too. We saw Nina confront Drew to stay away from Willow, And Nina told Drew the most dangerous person is the one who has nothing left to lose. Nina also told Drew if he hurts her daughter Willow, "I'll see you dead," said Nina. So we've seen characters now threaten Drew, and Drew is going to be attacked now in his home, and a big mystery whodunit story is going to kick off this week. Drew is going to be harmed, but he's going to survive, thankfully. Cameron Matheson is not departing the show, but Drew is going to be in critical condition while this investigation as to who did it will be underway. Spoilers say news of a crime sends shockwaves through Port Charles, and also Anna and Dante will respond to the 911 call. Later, Anna and Chase will interview suspects, so a big investigation is going to be underway while Drew is in the hospital in critical condition. And recently in daytime, and of course throughout the years, we've seen plenty of whodunit stories, most recently and concurrently on Days of Our Lives with the EJ whodunit story. It turns out in that story that Rachel, Kristen's daughter, was the culprit. And now that we're near the end of the video now, this leads me to this shocking theory about who the perpetrator could be against Drew. And of course, this is purely speculation, but it was shocking to find out that Rachel was the mystery culprit in the EJ story on Days of Our Lives. Could we be looking at something similar now with this Drew storyline on General Hospital? Could the culprit against Drew, could it be another minor? Could it be Scout? Could it be Drew's daughter that does this? Like Rachel, she would be the least expected person, but Scout, of course, has been under a lot of stress recently with Drew trying to keep her away from her brothers and her family. Could Scout have snapped maybe and done this? Would the show go there? Maybe, maybe not. And again, this is only speculation. Let's hope it doesn't turn out to be Scout, but we've seen shocking storylines like this before, like on Days of Our Lives. And it would certainly be an unexpected twist if it turns out that the culprit is Drew's daughter, Scout. The crime takes place in Drew's home too, so Scout would likely be there. Of course, anyone could get in, and it's more than likely that the perpetrator is an adult, but anything's possible in daytime. One thing's for sure, we should expect plenty of twists and turns and some curveballs thrown our way too in this story. And this whodunit mystery story kicks off this week, so don't miss a moment. We'll keep the updates coming on this thrilling story. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Watch General Hospital on ABC, and I'll see you in the next video.